Hi everyone, I'm back with Madison and we're going to do her details video. And once again guys, I have to do her video this way so you can see her. Let me start off by saying that she is absolutely breathtaking and I am just so very happy that she's here. So let me start with her details. Now, as I explained to you in her blanket reveal video, she does not have the veining, mottling, creasing, and blushing. She doesn't have that. So I'm going to start with her body. She is on the Emmy body from Bountiful Baby, and the Emmy body is for toddlers up to 30 inches long. It is a full limb body. It's unjointed. It has a gathered tush, a gathered chest, and it is a lot slimmer than the body that I had a seamstress make for me, which I had put on Holly Kim / Sasha. That body that's on Sasha, well, I don't know if Teresa has since changed out the body, but that body, the original body on Holly Kim, was a lot bigger than this one. So of course she was a bigger baby and she weighed a lot more. At the time that I had Holly, she was almost 10 pounds. So she was a very heavy baby. Anyway, with this body here on Madison, like I said, it's the Emmy body. When I received it, I stuffed it. I attached her limbs in her head before she was reborn because I wanted to see what she would look like in it. And I went ahead and measured her, and she's exactly 29 inches on this body. So I have to say that this body was absolutely made for Madison. I love this body. Her chest and her waist area is 19 inches around, and her belly area, right in this area, is almost 21 inches. So she is a lot smaller than Sasha. She has her head. Let me see. How can I explain this? Okay, let me step back. I'm getting excited here. She has the premium fine grade glass beads in both her feet. She has the premium fine grade glass beads in both her hands. And she has a regular polyfill from her ankles to her thighs and from her wrist to her shoulders and in her head. I did not want to use my Angel Silky Soft polyfill because it's very soft and it's also expensive. So I figured you're really not going to feel the polyfill in the limbs and the head. So I went ahead and got regular polyfill to put in her limbs and her head. And then in her torso, I put polyfill, the Angel Silky Soft polyfill. I put that in her bum, and then I put a layer in the lower abdomen area. And I made a 2-pound stocking sack of the premium fine grade glass beads. I tied off the sack, and then I wrapped it again with the stocking, tied it off, wrapped it again, tied it off, wrapped it again, and tied it off. So the stocking sack that's in her abdomen with the glass beads, it's been wrapped 4 times. I know most reborn artists do maybe 1 or 2. I did it 4 times. And I put it in her abdomen, and then I completely stuffed her with the Angel Silky Soft polyfill. Now, another thing that she has on her that I didn't have on Holly, I went ahead and purchased the neck rings for her. So she has a neck ring on her head, and she has neck rings on her limbs. And look at this. Look how easy it is. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. It's so easy for me to move her limbs, to get her dressed, to pick her up, and to carry her. and to move her head so easily side to side. Each of her arms weighs 8 ounces each. Each of her legs weigh 12 ounces each. Her body weighs 2 pounds and 2 ounces. And her head weighs 1 pound and 4 ounces. So she weighs a total of 5 pounds and 9 ounces. So she only weighs 9 ounces more than my Chang Su Li. And my Chang Su Li is my 0 to 3 month baby. So that is a good indication of how light she is. I need it for her to be that way so I can interact with her and hold her and so forth, which I can. It's absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to be able to change her and lift her and everything else, because she's very, very light in her weight. Now, when you first pick her up, you can tell she's got some weight in her bum area. But after a couple minutes, you realize that she's very, very light. And for this toddler sculpt, she's supposed to weigh between 10 and 15 pounds, and there's just no way I could do that. I just absolutely could not do that. And of course, you know, we all do it, or most of us do it. We like to weigh our babies to how we want them to be so they're comfortable for us to be able to hold them and so forth. Let's see, what else? Like I said, she has the medium Asian skin tone, and of course her fingernails and her toenails are glossed. She has the peach lip coloring on her lips with a layer of the peach lip color. And then the person that reborned her for me, what she did is she took a mixture of the medium Asian skin tone, because she had to mix other colors with it, but she also added the peach blush coloring to get it to look a shade darker than her limbs. And her eyebrows, let me move her hair so you can see, and this is what I mean by full eyebrows. This is what I wanted for her. This is how I envisioned her. I wanted her to have full eyebrows. Now, I went online and I looked up pictures of this sculpt, Reborned, as, you know, toddlers. And I did find pictures of where they do have these full eyebrows. Now, they may be styled a little differently, but they do have the full eyebrows like this. And she was painted with 3 different she had used 3 different brown Prismacolor pencils, 3 different brown colors. And then she had used a mixture of regular brown paint and applied that over the Prismacolor pencil coloring. And then, of course, once she put the sealer on it, it blended in the eyebrows, the coloring, and they look absolutely gorgeous. You can see the strokes of the eyebrows, but it blended in the colors, the pencil Prismacolors along with the paint. And she put shading in the nostrils, and she also, what she did is she took the Asian skin tone, which is darker than the medium Asian skin tone, and she added peach blush to it and painted the inside of her mouth. And she put 6 layers inside of her mouth. And let's see, what else is there to say about her? I think that's all her details. And she looks so adorable. Very, very sweet. Now, the 2 wigs that I got for her, they're light brown with ginger highlights. And I love how they blend in with her did I just say eyebrows? Her wigs. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I'm losing it, guys. I don't know if I said eyebrows or wigs, but her wigs. They're light brown with ginger highlights, and they blend in very, very nicely with her eyebrows. And they bring out her Asian skin tone in her vinyl. Very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. Very, oh my goodness. My goodness. So now I'm going to tell you, I think that's all the details on her. So now I'm going to tell you who reborned her for me. Have you ever heard of that saying, me, myself, and I? Yep, that would be me. I'm the one that reborned this beautiful little girl. It took me 2.5 months, and it took me 31.5 hours just to paint her. That's going from her vinyl prep all the way to her second layer of matte varnish. Now, she is not painted with Genesis heat paints because I cannot be around fumes. She is painted with Luminaire air dry paints, and I have to tell you guys, they are absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. I so enjoyed using them on her because you don't have to add mediums or anything like that. All you do is add some tap water or spring water, which is what I used. I had used spring water because our tap water is horrendous. It's absolutely horrible. So I had used the spring water, and that's what she was painted with. That's what I had used on her. Now, like I had mentioned in her blanket reveal video, she doesn't have the veining, the mottling, blushing, or shading, creasing, because I explained about real babies not having that when they have ethnic backgrounds. But another reason she doesn't have all that is because I am partially blind, and there was no way that I would have been able to see the details. And even if I could, even if there wasn't anything wrong with my vision, I still would not have done it because of what I found out about the toddler babies, the real babies not having all that stuff, not seeing all that mottling and everything on them. So I would not have done it anyway. If I wanted her to be a Caucasian baby, then I would have sent her out and had a reborn artist do her for me, because then you would need to see the veining and the mottling and the blushing and all that. And I was very adamant with myself when I reborned her. I am a perfectionist. I do suffer from some OCD, and that is a downfall for me. I am too much of a perfectionist. I had envisioned her in my head, in my mind, of how I wanted her to be and how I wanted her to look, and this is the result. She looks exactly how I envisioned her to be. You know, it was a lot of work, a lot of time, but I do have to say I enjoyed every minute of it. It was a wonderful experience for me. It was good therapy for me, because I do suffer from bipolar and some other issues. So it was very good therapy for me. And even though it took me 2.5 months to do her, she's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. Now, the 31.5 hours of painting her, that does not include the drying time in between, you know, the layers of paint. And so I'm not even sure. I didn't even calculate the drying time. You know, I just kept track of the painting time because I wanted to see how long it would take me to to paint her. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you, I know some people say that the eyebrows are an issue for them. For me, it's not. I used to be an artist, and my major in art was painting, or not painting, drawing faces. So it wasn't hard for me to do her eyebrows. Actually, it was very easy for me to do her eyebrows. And I did do them with the 3 different brown colors of Prisma color pencils. And then I used the Luminaire brown color paint mixed in with the Asian skin tone. And once that all dried and I put the sealer on her, it did blend in her colors. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see the strokes of the brushes, the brush strokes and everything. So yeah, she looks beautiful. And then to use, or I should say, to get her to have the matte finish on her vinyl, this is what I used. I put 2 thin layers of this on her head and on her limbs. This is America Dural Clear Ultra Matte finish. This is absolutely fantastic stuff. After I had put the sealer on her, she did have some shine to her, which I did not want. And as soon as I put this on her, like I said, I put 2 thin coats. It took all that shininess away and left her with a beautiful matte finish and a beautiful sheen to her vinyl. So this is fantastic stuff. Now, I'm not saying for you guys who Reborn to go out there and use this. This is what worked for me, for her. And then the other thing, when I applied her eyelashes, now I did watch some tutorials on applying the eyelashes, and I didn't like them. I didn't like how they were saying take the eyelash and dip it right in the glue. I didn't do that. I did it my own way, and it was really easy. And it took me less than 5 minutes to have each eyelash applied to her eyes. But this is what I had used. The clear gel tacky glue. The reason I had used this and not that, what's it called? 6,000 or 6,500, whatever that is. If I had smeared this on the eyes, I could get it off. I could, you know, get it off, clean it off. I didn't get it. I did not get it on the eyes. I was very careful with how I applied this to her. But that's what I used for her eyelashes. And then of course she has the gloss on her nails, and she has the gloss on her lips. And so there you have it. I'm the one that reborned her, and I still look at her and I cannot believe that I did it. I just, my gosh, it's such an amazing feeling when you do something like this. I will never be a reborn artist because I cannot do details on a reborn baby because of my vision. But I do have to say that my little Madison here is not a boo-boo baby. She is a beautiful, perfect, one-of-a-kind reborn doll. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with her. She has no imperfections whatsoever, other than she doesn't have those details. And to me, that's not a boo-boo baby. That's just a doll without the details, and with good reason in her case, because she's ethnic background. My personal opinion, a boo-boo baby is a baby that has the paint peeling off of it, has limbs that are damaged, the head's damaged, that sort of thing. That's a boo-boo baby in my opinion. But Madison is a beautiful reborn doll, and I do want to say something. I in no way copied anyone's work or method to reborn her. Yes, I did go on YouTube and I watched a lot of tutorials on reborning. I went to doll forums and looked up questions and answers and so forth. But at the end of the day, I came up with my own way and my own technique for reborning her. So I just want to make that clear so nobody comes back and says, well, you used my method, you used my technique. No, I came up with my own way to reborn her. And that's her details. And I'm the one who reborned her. And I'm so very, very happy that I did it. I can't believe that I accomplished it, to be honest with you. I never thought that I would be able to do something like this. Because once I stopped drawing, because my hand shakes, the hand that I draw with or used to draw with, I have problems with it now, and so it shakes. And I never imagined that I would be able to do some form of art again. Now I do have paints left over, and I am going to reborn 2 more babies because I have enough paints to do so. I don't want to waste the paints, so I'm going to get 2 more reborn doll kits. Now, of course, they won't be the smaller babies because I won't be able to see, you know, to paint them, is what I'm trying to say. I was able to do her. It was still somewhat of a struggle for me to see, but I was able to do it, and she looks absolutely beautiful. So, everyone, thank you for watching this video about her details. Oh, my goodness. She's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so in awe of this doll and this baby. I'm just so thrilled and so very, very happy. And I do want to say that when she was completely finished, I asked my son if he wanted to see her, and he said sure, and he came over and he looked at her, and well, first he asked me, he said, Mom, he said, why don't you draw anymore? And I told him, I said, I can't, not with this hand. I can't hold a pencil. You know, I just can't do it anymore. He said, well, then how are you able to paint? I said, it's different, you know, holding a paintbrush and using other things to paint with. So when she was done, and I asked him if he wanted to see her, I said, Madison's all done. You want to look at her? And he said, yeah, sure. Well, he came over and he looked at her and he said, wow. He said, she looks good. And he said, I do not know what a good reborn is supposed to look like, Mom. But he said, she looks good. And he said, you did good. You did good. And I was in tears because I still get choked up when I think about what he said, because to me that was confirmation that he was saying she was beautiful. And it was confirmation to me that I did do a good job. I did a good job on her. Anyhow, I'm sorry. But that is a feeling that I'm going to have for a very, very long time. The feeling of accomplishment and being able to reborn her, and how beautiful she came out. And also remembering, you know, those words from my son. Very, very important to me, and I will never forget them. So guys, thank you for watching this video. And I'm going to go now because I'm starting to cry just thinking about what my son said to me. So everyone, thank you for being a part of my channel and for watching this video. I'm sorry it was so long, but I wanted to share the details with her and who reborned her. Everyone, take care and God bless. Bye for now.